Yeah, Arbaz, you can go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hi Shreyan.
Crayons.
Okay, so shall I start?
Yeah.
A very good morning to one and all present over here. Today's meeting number 135 of Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. Let's, with a tumultuous round of applause, welcome each other. Before we begin, let me state the mission and vision of our club. We at Mumbai Speakers provide a supportive and positive learning experience, wherein members are empowered and encouraged to develop strong communication and leadership skills, resulting into greater self-confidence and personal growth. Throughout meeting, I request the fellow members to follow a certain set of general guidelines. First of all, I request everyone to quickly prefix their names as per the Toastmaster preferred way. For example, if you're playing any role, that name of that role space TM space your name. If you are any guest who have probably joined us for the first or the second time, then GUEST space your name. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded. So in case you have any reservation on your speech being recorded, you can kindly let us know and we'll pause the recording appropriately. There are a few taboo topics considered by Toastmasters International on which members are expected to refrain from speaking. These topics includes religion, politics, etc. Throughout the meeting, I request members to stay muted unless their role requires themselves to unmute themselves and say something otherwise, because any untoward sound from your background can be quite disturbing for the speaker and also for the rest of the meeting. There are a few ways through which you can express your emotions. For example, you can use the emojis provided by Zoom application, or you can click chutki like this or clap like this while your video is on. I expect members to refrain from cross-talking, especially when the default option provided by Zoom is selected to everyone, so that when you chat with fellow members, it's sent to everyone. It can be quite disturbing for other peoples. So if you want to cross-talk, just select the name of the person and then cross-talk. So with that being said, it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome the presiding officer for today's meeting, who is our newly elected president, very calm, composed, and relaxed personality. So with a tumultuous round of applause, let me welcome the presiding officer for today's meeting number 135, Toastmaster Prashant. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Arbaz, for those kind words. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Prashant, and I will be your presiding officer as well as TMoD for today's meeting. Few days back, I came across a marketing strategy analysis of two antiseptic brands, Dettol and Savlon. So I'm sure you all must have heard about them. So Dettol was launched in 1933 and had a market monopoly in this segment at that time. And Savlon was launched in 1993. But when it was launched, it took advantage of one of the weaknesses of Dettol, that when you apply Dettol on your wounds, it created an excessive burning or a hurting sensation. So Savlon positioned itself as an antiseptic, applying which you don't get a tantalizing sensation or you don't get a excessive burning sensation. So Dettol was bogged down temporarily. But then again, it came up with an idea and it started communicating to the audiences through their advertisements that something which doesn't burn or hurt you is not actually working and it's not actually healing your wounds. And this kind of validated the mindset of Indian people, which they had developed across the years when Dettol was the only antiseptic brand in the market. And this way, it won the marketing battle. So the thing here is that it was not the product, but the way it was communicated that made all the difference. So in Toastmasters, every meeting is a chance to become effective and confident communicators. So looking forward to the meeting, if we have any guests today. Okay, we don't have any guests. So coming to the TMoD topic for today. So today's theme celebrates our bonding with the books that transport us to the faraway places, emotions as well as perspectives. They are not just the ink on paper, but they are vessels of wisdom, gateways to imagination, and our best companions in solitude. Books are our mentors, our confidants, and our guides. They are our steadfast friends. They listen without judgment, and they provide wisdom without reproach. In our darkest moments, books are the beacon of hope. they have this magic that connects with us through the time and space. So think of the characters which we have met through our books, be it the bravery of Harry Potter, or the tales of Cinderella, or Peter Pan, Lord of the Rings, and the adventures of hobbits in the Middle Earth, or the corporate related books like Six Sigma, Climbing the Corporate Ladder, or the detective books like Sherlock Holmes, the mystery novels of Agatha Christie, and the list goes on and on. You kind of become friends with these amiable characters, and they have leave a deep impression on our hearts. So I request all of you to think back to your earliest memories with books, be it an enchanting tale which transported you to a faraway world, or an educational book which ignited your curiosity to know more about this world. So now I would like each one of you to share your experiences with books, or like who are your favorite authors, which are your favorite books, and how they inspired you. So anyone would like to start? Uh, Toastmaster Rakesh, would you like to start?
Yeah, just 1 second. Okay, so there are two authors and two books which inspired me. One is, I'm sure he's not only an author, but a fantastic TEDx speaker. His name is Simon Sinek, and the book is called Start With Why, right? And I had also, I think, delivered 1 or 2 speeches there using those quotes from his book. So his point is, as you mentioned, it's all about communication, is all about marketing and selling yourself, right? So without communication, and as you mentioned, Dettol or Lifebuoy, if they didn't have the right communication, they would not be able to, form that effective bonding and connection with the audience. So that's what he says, including companies like Apple, Google, etc. They always define the very purpose of their existence. That is, they start with why. Why are they here, right? So you don't buy into their what's. That is, what are they making? So today, if I just were to sell you an iPhone or an iPod or an AirPod, you will not buy it. But the mission statement is most important. So the mission statement stands for what you believe in, basically, right? And what you stand for. So if Apple were to stand only for sales, increasing top line and bottom line, but not creating value for the customer, they would not be the company with the largest market cap. Apple's market cap is almost $3 trillion, right, at this point of time. So his point is, he draws 3 concentric circles, right? And in the largest circle, he says you start with why, then go with what you want to market or what you want to sell, and then the smallest circle is basically how you want to do it. So that's what Simon Sinek's book is all about. So I like that book, Start With Why. And second is this guy by I forgot the name of the author, but it is Building Atomic Habits by, I think, who is that? James Clear. So, James Clear.
Yeah.
So he talks about the 1% increase every day, right? So I'm sure everybody is aware of the effect of compounding. So he said if you increase your performance by 1% almost every day, in your lifetime, you will be 37 times better than what you are right now. So he's talking about incremental performance every day, right? Just like, say, for example, it's like investing in an SIP, right? If we put money in SIP, we stay for 2 to 3 years, we don't see incremental benefits. But suddenly in the 5th year to the 10th year, we see, astronomical returns, that what we see. So that's what he says, that your life should be like an SIP. Measure yourself over a period of time. And for that, you have to make incremental improvements almost every day. So these are the 2 favorite authors and books that I have read, and I stand by it even.
Yeah, thank you, Rakesh. That was really insightful and informative. And for all of you, actually, we are planning to start a new segment for book reviews, maybe from our next meeting. And we will see like how it's benefiting all of us, the content of the book and the vocabulary and grammar which is used there. If it benefits us, we will continue going forward with this practice. So yeah, so anyone else would like to go next? Krupesh?
Yeah, I think I was the natural choice, Prashant. And fantastic background, though, very relevant to the subject today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So, first book I would like to talk about is The Sapiens. Most of you would have heard.
Yes.
So,
Harari.
Correct. Yuval Noah Harari is the author, and it talks about the evolution of human as well as world overall, starting from 5000 BC till now. And he talks about three evolution or revolution which happened in this time. One is the cognitive evolution. We learned this in the history, Neanderthal man or the primary human being, how his brain started getting developed and how he differentiated from other animals. So that is the cognitive revolution. Then there is agriculture revolution. Man used to be a hunter gatherer. In the morning, they used to wake up like we go to office. They used to go out in the jungle to collect berries and kill animals and get the flesh and food. And the third one is the scientific revolution, which happened in 16th and 17th. Still audible, Prashant?
Yeah, Krupesh. Yeah, now you are again audible. Yeah, in between we were not able to hear you.
Oh, sorry, I think some problem with the connection. Yeah, so just one interesting quote I'll make from the book. Like he says, if a person slept in year 1000 and woke up in year 1500, he will not find world much different because things would have been more or less same. But if somebody
Correct.
slept in year 1500 and woke up in year 2000, he will feel like he has really gone into future and he's dreaming is what he will feel. So there's a lot of interesting concepts like that.
Wow.
And Arbaz is smiling and there is a map of world behind him. So another book which I would talk about is there is a book called Prisoners of Geography, and he explains whatever happens in the world, many things are coming from geography. We know the war is going on with Russia, so he makes a point that India and China also have a very long border, and the situation is very ripe for a war. But war doesn't happen because there is a Himalaya standing in between, and the situation is not conducive for war. And same is the case with India and Pakistan. So a lot of interesting insights about geography and how geography, in a way, influences economy and many other facets of our life. So these are the two books I would recommend for forum to read. Thanks.
Great. Yeah, thank you, Krupesh. Now Deepak wants to go next. Deepak.
Yeah. So basically, I read my first book, which was the Man Who Sold His Ferrari. Then I read
Wow.
Immortal of Melva, and believe me, when I started this Robin Sharma's this book, The Man Who Sold His Ferrari.
It's the
I
monk.
was
I think. The monk who
sorry,
sold
yeah,
Monk.
sorry, the monk who
Monk
sold
who sold his
his Ferrari.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rakesh, for correcting me.
Yeah.
So even that book has a very lasting impression on me. I started waking up early in the morning, not very consistent, but sooner or later I back to my routine. Okay. Next, I read the Connect the Dots by Rasmi Bansal, and she has another book, I Have a Dream. So both are related to entrepreneur journey. Both the books has the story of 1515 people. So first book, Connecting Dots, has the people who graduated from IIMs and they later on ventured into various entrepreneurship, and now they are one of the biggest companies they have, like Naukri.com, and she also has a story of Mastech. And in the other book, like I Have a Dream, so she has captured the story who are people who are not from the IIM backgrounds and the people who are even not 10th pass. So she has captured all the story, very intriguing story. And once you'll start reading it, then maybe we can also find the purpose of our life. And the next book, maybe I'll starting from next week, is The Blink. I read the review in LinkedIn recently, and I really impressed with that book. Also, I discussed with Prashant last week
Yes.
that I'll be starting this book. So this book is about basically, for example, when we go to some shopping, okay? So there is the guy who just entered in the shop, and they buy the shirt in just a blink of a second. And when they like the particular that shirt, and maybe even they would spend more than 1 hour in searching the better, but they will not be interested. So this is about the how you kind of your intuition helps, that if you like it in 1 second, and After that, even if you do 100 hours of analysis, or we call it analysis paralysis, but our that 1 second wins over particular that. So I'll be starting next week with that, and I hope it will be a good book.
So Deepak, you can
Great.
start off with the
Really
book
nice
review
one. Yes.
next week onwards. Then you're reading so many books, right? So
Yeah, sorry, Rakesh.
no, I'm saying you're reading so many books. You can start off with the book review because we'll have that
Yeah,
segment.
yeah. Sure,
Right?
sure. Thanks, Rakesh. Yeah, I'll be doing. Yeah.
So one book every person. So every week one book.
It's
So
a good
share-
idea by you, Rakesh. Means we
So
appreciate.
this is being done. The reason is why I said is because I have attended few meetings in other clubs like
Yeah.
NNC, anything, Gabby's and all. Everyone almost has this book review. And the best part is book
Perfect.
review, there is no evaluation. And it is part of the general evaluation segment also. So nobody is going to rate you. It is your time and it's more knowledge, imparting knowledge to the people. And
True,
what they
true.
and you can do it in different ways. You can present visuals, you can do theatrics, you can make it a very humorous speech, you can make it in any way you want. And
Yeah.
each person gets 7 to 10 minutes for this book review. And it is not timed. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best.
Yeah. True, Rakesh.
Anyone else would like to go next? Samarth, Shreyansh, anyone?
I think Tariq is there. He has joined. You could give him a chance. Tariq.
Hello.
Yeah, Tariq.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Sure, I can go. I would probably like to comment on two different books. One is Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Harari. So it talks about, at least 100,000 years ago, there were 6 human species inhabited on the earth, and now it is just us. There's just one human species, right? Which is Homo sapiens. So, how did our species succeed in the battle of dominance and survival of fittest? Why did our foraging ancestors come together to create cities, kingdoms, communities, groups? How did we come to believe in gods, nations, human rights, etc.? So, if somebody is interested in the history, I would suggest that that's the book one should read and also understand how strong our ancestors were, right? And we are living in the most advanced technology era of the mankind right now, right? So that's one of the book that I would probably suggest everybody to read. It's a little bit big, but then worth every page of it. Another one is the pandemic century. So this is like after the Spanish flu, how people have survived, and what was the history of the Spanish flu as well, right? In 1930, when the Spanish flu broke out, it was a middle of economic turbulence as well as the world wars, right? World War One was just finished, and then in the next 10 years, 15 years, the Second World War got started, right? So the seed of it, the conflicts, and in between that, how the soldiers who started with the Spanish flu, right, have survived that. Apart from that, the third one, it's not a book, but I just got an article. I can forward it for whoever is interested about Afghanistan. So Afghanistan is the battleground of the world since 1000 years. Okay. And it started with the 13 generations of Afghan leaders and their conflicts and their effects on the world. So that is absolute, like, I can see the hierarchy, how they came and invaded in India, right? Generations after generations, and also their mentality of continuing the conflict and how the world has leveraged them and used them, right, for their own interest. So that is something that I would probably that's the topic that I'm interested in. So I'll share those with you.
Sure,
Thank
sure,
you.
Tariq.
Thank you.
That's very interesting. And I have heard about this person who was around maybe more than 100 years old, 100 or 101, who survived the Spanish flu also, as well as he survived COVID also. So he
Yep.
was,
And world wars also, right?
and world wars also. Yes. So this person was still, he survived all these diseases and he's still alive. So, yeah.
No, just one more point. I think Tariq touched upon a very important point about the Afghans. Afghans have, and he's absolutely right, that even during the Soviet war, right, at the time, Afghan was an ally of the United States, right, at that point of time. And I don't know if you guys have watched this movie by Sylvester Stallone, Rambo 3, right? That is
Yeah,
based on the Afghan
correct.
war. So
Yeah.
the guy with Rambo, basically, who rescues the colonel basically from the Russian Soviet fort in Kabul, is an Afghan, right? So there is an old saying in Afghanistan which is true. The saying goes is that may good deliver us from the vengeance of the cobra, teeth of the tiger, and may good deliver us from the venom of the cobra, teeth of the tiger, and vengeance of the Afghans. So that's how resilient they are. And they had nothing, no guns, nothing except for Molotov cocktail, which they put where, it's alcohol and they inflame it and then throw it on the helicopters or whatever the Soviets. And still their fighting spirit is so high. So I think Afghans are the true depiction of resilience, if you would add. And unfortunately, yes, they have been used a lot. And now if you see, they have come up very well even in cricket. Rashid Khan is one of the most brilliant cricketers. He can bat also, he can bowl also so well. So after so many years of torture, now slowly that country is coming up. And I'm sure they will do well. All the best to it.
And
Yeah.
just to add maybe 1 to 2 line to Rakesh's point, that if you see this performance in this World Cup, so I think almost all the match we were thought maybe Afghanistan would be winning. So really they played very well.
They are fantastic. I'm sure in another 5 to 10 years they will catch up easily. They'll be in the top.
True.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone else?
I think Arbaz can go next. Arbaz,
You can speak about your, curriculum books also if you don't have anything.
And when you say books, it instantly reminds me of my studies. Last Monday only I was just reading about this Afghan investment, that ABD Ahmad Shabdali. Oh my God. He invaded India 6 times during the period 1748 and 1767. So much plunder of Delhi took place as far as Mathura and Agra. But if you ask me one book that I cherish the most and hold close to my heart, it would be a document, not a book basically. That document would be the Constitution of India. You look around, there's so much diversity in India. Throughout the length and breadth of country, if you travel, so much to try, so much to experience. But what is it that binds all of us together? It's that visionary document that is enshrined in our Constitution that appeals to the nobler motives of all fellow Indians. So that would be the Constitution of India, if I were to name one book.
Great, Arbaz. Yeah.
Apart from this, I'm not into reading other non-fictional or fictional books because I have so much burden of studies. I simply do not get time.
True. Yeah.
In my life, I have just read 2 to 3 books. One was this, How to Make Friends and Influence People. One was related to a horror story written by Anita Krishnan, and another was How to Build Solid Concentration. Just that's all.
Wow. Yeah, there was also another part of like how to make friends and influence people that said like how to lose friends and alienate people. Yeah. So like the first part tells us like what to do and the second part tells us what not to do.
Right.
That's also a very interesting one. So yeah. Okay. So now moving ahead, let's start with the proceedings of the meeting. So as we know, the meeting is divided into 3 parts. The first part is the prepared speech section. Second part will be the table topics, and third part will be the general evaluation. Now, starting with the first part, first I would like to invite our tag role players who will be helping us throughout the meeting. And let me invite Toastmaster Mitesh to share the grammarian guidelines. And Mitesh, just before that, I have a question for you. Mitesh, you're there?
Yes,
You're on
I'm
mute.
there.
Yeah. So can you share something about any book that influenced your life and why?
Well, I haven't read any book that have influenced my life, but I have loved one author. I've started reading books very recently. So my favorite author as of now is Sudha Murthy. I like her books because of her simple language, and it really engages me to like just keep reading the book. Otherwise, because as a beginner, I just want to read books that engages me to keep reading. I don't want to keep dictionary with me to just find the meanings of the complex words. So I believe Sudha Murthy is one of the authors that every beginner can try reading books if they want to. So yeah, I think, and even she shares very inspiring stories. So it's great.
So thanks, Mitesh. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can continue with the grammarian guideline.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Prashant and fellow Toastmasters. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to the language usage. I will take note of any not so correct usage of English language as well as example of good usage. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is amiable, which means having a friendly and pleasant manner. An example for using this word is: despite the tense situation, his amiable nature helped to diffuse the conflict easily. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. Whenever any speaker in the meeting uses the word of the day in a right context, I would request the audience to show a silent thumbs up as a sign of appreciation. I will give the word of the day report and the grammatical usage report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mitesh. Now I would like to call upon our R counter Samarth to share the guidelines. And Samarth, before that, I have a question for you.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Samarth. So describe a character from a book which you may wish to meet in real life.
Describe a character
Any
which I
favorite character which you think?
I'm a big fan of Harry Potter, so I would like to meet Harry Potter one day, and I would like to enter that magical world, the Hogwarts we say, the School of Magic. So I would like to enter that world one time if I'm given chance to enter this magical world. And as per writing, J.K. Rowling uh, has written the book in such a beautiful way that it is so much in demand even till now. They're also making a series on that now. After movies, they're making a series on that now. So it is a hot movie and a good story till now. It's been more than 2 decades, but still people are finding it interesting to watch, read. So it's good.
Great, Samarth. Yeah, actually, I have been more a fan of Lord of the Rings and Hobbits. Actually, I didn't
Okay.
get a chance to explore Harry Potter, but I know it's
I
very
I haven't
popular.
watched Hobbit or read
Yeah,
Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Samarth, you can go ahead with the
Yes.
counter guide.
So I'm the R counter for the day. So as the name says, I will be making a note of all the R, all the filler words and the cut sounds like and all the filler words like so, all the filler phrases like so, that's etc. So all the filler and cut words obstruct the smooth flow of the speech, and it is not an amiable way to deliver a speech. So I will make a count of it, and at the end of the meeting, at the time of the evaluation, I will present my R counter report. So thank you.
Thank you, Samarth. Now moving ahead, now I would like to call upon our timer, Toastmaster Tariq, to share the timing guidelines. And Tariq, so I had a question for you, but in a way you have already answered it. But like the question is like, which book would you recommend to all of us and why? So I think
Okay.
that is Sapiens, but yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, one should, if you are a beginner, you should start with the small books in order to just create habit. If you are intermediate in terms of the reading, you should start with a book which is like around 200, 250 pages. If you are at an advanced state of reading and you can complete the reading in just, 1, 2, or 3 sittings, probably about a week, right? And if you are reading every hour, you should start reading autobiographies. Mein Kampf is one of the autobiography which I kind of, read. Another one is, I'm not sure if everybody is aware, there's a book called as a Shantaram. right?
Yes.
By David Gregory Roberts. He has his websites also, so you can Google it and you can find out. And his story is very, very interesting. You know, he's from Australia. He came to India and he kind of lived all the life in his one life, right? And he's still alive. So I hope you guys have a lovely reading time with all the recommendations which is going on in this particular forum.
Yeah, thanks, Tariq. Actually, today morning I was trying to think about this book, but I was not able to remember its name. So this book is almost more than 15 years old. It's like
15,
when I
20
was,
years old, correct? Yeah.
yes. So when I was in hostel, my colleagues were reading this book and they were like very impressed by this. It's a very, as I remember, it's a very thick one, like maybe
Yeah,
500.
it's 630 pages. There is
Yeah.
another book called as Maximum City by Suketu Mehta.
Okay.
If you have lived in Mumbai or you are born and brought up in Mumbai, you must read Maximum City. It has a
Okay.
story of Sanjay Dutt also for about a page and a half, which is very, very interesting.
Great. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Tariq. And yeah, you can go ahead with the timing guidelines. Like we are seeing you after a long time in this role.
All right, yeah, in this role, yes, but I'm regular at Toastmasters. Thank you,
Yes.
Toastmaster Prashant. Thank you, and hi, fellow Toastmasters. As a timer, I will be helping the speakers practice expressing a thought within the specific time. My duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations during this meeting. The green card indicates qualifying time. The yellow card is the target time, and the red card is the maximum time that is allowed for the speech. And you have 30 seconds to finish it up. For a 5 to 7 minute prepared speech that we have today, I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. At the end of the meeting, when the general evaluator calls up, I'll be presenting my report. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Prashant.
Thank you, Tariq. So now moving ahead, let us start with our first prepared speech. Before we do that, I would like to call upon our immediate past president and our evaluator for the first speech today, Toastmaster Rakesh, to give us the details about Shreyan's speech.
Thank you, Prashant, our presiding officer and President Prashant. Yeah, so today I'll be evaluating our very own Shreyan's speech. And Shreyans is currently in his level 3, elective 1. And he is basically going to make his first attempt in a humorous speech, which I'm sure will keep us all engaging and tickling to our bones, basically. And I wish my target speaker, sorry for using the word target. I wish my speaker the very best. And the purpose of his speech is basically to develop a collection of humorous stories and present a speech that includes a humor, basically including personal anecdotes and short stories, and presented a well-crafted humorous speech. So that is what basically I'll be looking for as an evaluator. Wish you all the best, Shreyans. Over to you, Presiding Officer Prashant.
Sorry to interrupt, Toastmaster Prashant, but the blue sky timer, I don't have the control. So who would be doing it just to ensure? Or should I
So
change
Tariq,
my background?
I can
Yeah,
time
you
him.
can do that also, or like I have made you a co-host, so if you want, you
Okay.
can share your screen also.
Okay, fine. Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And we
Okay,
can
wait.
also remove blue sky timer. I have some idea.
Yeah, we can remove it. I mean, it has started coming up again. Actually, I have 1 second. Yeah, I have removed it. Yes. Okay. So now I would like to
Yes.
invite Toastmaster Shreyansh. The Art of Nope, a hilarious guide to bargaining like a pro. Toastmaster Shreyansh. Toastmaster Shreyansh, The Art of Nope, a hilarious guide to bargaining like a pro. Best of luck and over to you.
Thank you. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Shreyansh.
Perfect. Yeah. So the thing is that I started bargaining because the integral rule is to bargain. Yeah. So guys, that most guys are really bad. The secret to good bargaining is that you can't make any sense. So it's an emotional warfare of bringing a guy down to his knees. This is how I bargain, which is the worst way to do it. So I'll go with my friend for moral support because the guy best friend is a beautiful relationship. So there I am. I'm with worst bargaining strategy in the history of commerce. So this is all about bargaining. So I'm with my best friends at the bargaining place, and they were all behind me. So in an amiable way, we asked, "Sir, how much is this T-shirt is for?" So he said, "Sir, 150." So give it to me in 140. Sir, the cost price is 130. The electric bill is rupees 10. The rent is 10. The corruption is 10. Education says, Swachh Bharat says, and I don't make any profit, sir. So that, and in my reaction, I go, so okay, take 200 and I don't want the shirt. You keep the 200. So, and this is the way I bargain. And now now my mother enters into picture. So this is the way how my mother bargains. Sir, how much is this t-shirt for? 150. And the one word my mother says, why? Q. The question why has boggled astronomers and physicists for years. And she's asking a t-shirt salesman, why? I don't know, madam, because things have to have a price. It's amazing what happened. Just like she turns into this person, she'll breaking down internally. You can't heal from that. So I just want to share a story that we went to Vegator Beach. It is a beach in Goa, and it's like Baga Beach before it was commercial. So it's very empty and it's a good place. So it's a place where there are a lot of white people. It's a place where white people are there. So if any of Indian go there and it's written that it's not. So in the front, they are around. So we keep move it into the garbage bin. So the sun shines on everyone, and even the birds learn good manners. People compete to find birds that don't need a sunscreen. And the most important thing is using sun lotion. It's like a silly world where everyone sings about sunscreen and come to a sunscreen fun zone. So we went to Vegeta, and there is a street full of handicraft shops and handmade. Yes, many of women are that they share a common trait that they often have a special fondness for handmade crafts. Uh, the joy of creating something with their own hands, whether it's knitting, crafting, or DIY projects, brings them a unique sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. So it's a wonderful way for them to express creativity and connect with joy of making something unique or personal. So there is nothing like handmade stuff. So for guys, yeah. So if you buy a greeting card for a girl and draw some gibberish on it and then give it to her, take a photo, make a collage, and then send it on a birthday. And oh my God, handmade stuff, and she loses her mind. She says, "Oh my God, it's so much." So it's that level different for them. But guys, there is a different. So she also had a friend with her. So they both went for shopping because when she's with her friend, they make a combined force. They become captain cheapness. They combine and go together in shop, and I don't want to mess with that. Okay, so I am outside, I'm standing outside, I'm just having a watch that what is going on. So there is a whole row of shops in India that side every Starbucks store there is a third wave coffee store here in Mumbai. So just like that. So when I see all this shop, what I see is that redundant. And what my mother and her friend sees opportunity. Yeah, so I debug. A man thinks he has set a rules, and she wants to know how wrong that guy is. So that is the satisfaction, right? An arrogant man who thinks that he know what is known, and she breaks him down. Both of them enter, just like how Gladiator used to enter the Colosseum, heavily armed with all the spears and swords. And this is how you break bargaining down. So I am standing outside because I can't tolerate bloodshed. It's too much for me and I can't take it. So she walks in with a friend. So, sir, how much is this leather slipper for? And madam, 200. So you get it. So my mom says you get it for 150 in Mumbai. And the shopkeeper said, ma'am, I'm selling. And the shopkeeper said, no, you can never get here is lower than this price. And now the second part. We were here yesterday, and the shopkeeper you quoted we were here yesterday, you quoted 150, and now the shopkeeper will say, no ma'am, I'm selling this for some since 400 years and the living proof that global warming exists. And okay, so this trick also didn't work. And now coming to the last trick, we are leaving. And you know that these tricks almost make the shopkeeper to sell. And with this soap, this is the three rules that my mom set when she does bargaining. So in conclusion, observing women enjoy the art of bargaining has sparked my interest. Although I may not aim to become an expert negotiator, I aspire to develop some basic bargaining skills. I look forward to learning how to navigate deals and make decisions, challenging and confidence and savvy. I see that other as I approach bargaining table in near future, and maybe in near future, I would become a gladiator entering the Colosseum. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shreyansh, for this beautiful speech. So that reminded me of like one incident in bargaining. Like when I was studying at Baroda, I'm actually really bad at bargaining. So I went with my friend to buy a half pant, and that guy said the rate as his starting rate was rupees 180. So I thought maybe I was thinking in my mind that okay, maybe I can buy it at one. I can say that like give it at 150 rupees, and he may agree. But my friend who was with me, like he was a resident of Baroda. So he just said like, okay, give it to me at 35 rupees. And that guy quietly like packed it and gave it to us. So I was just thinking like what the amount of margin this guy was having. The 35 rupee half pant he was selling at 180 rupees. So yeah, that's the art of bargaining that we all should learn. And yeah, so moving ahead, like before we move to our table topic section, uh, I would like to have two volunteers for a small fun debate. So, anyone would like to volunteer?
Fun debate. What
Debate.
debate is it?
Okay, I will reveal it once I get the volunteers.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, yeah, Rakesh, we want one more. Uh,
I
Deepak?
I can try.
Yeah, Deepak. One second. Let me spotlight you.
If it's debate, then I have very high
Interesting.
interesting and very kind of what to say expert debater.
Mm.
Great. So, okay. So, Rakesh, you have to speak in favor of like television or movies are better than books.
Television or movies are better than books. Okay.
Okay.
To
Like it's
make
a broad
this
thing,
okay.
like television.
Television movies
Yeah,
are
I
better
mean,
than books. Okay,
it
got it.
can be like television can have news also. It can have like other
Yeah.
things
So
also, as well
Prashant,
as
one
movies. Okay.
recommendation, because it's
Yeah.
a fun debate, to
Mhm.
add the humor factor, and because this is just part of the fun, part of the activity.
Mhm.
Let's make it a combination of both Hindi and English. Okay, not just Hindi, not just English, because I would like to bring out the best in Deepak, because I'm sure Deepak can impress us with his Shuddha Hindi, right, Deepak?
Okay. Yeah, I know. Sir.
Yeah,
From you.
sure.
So
Okay.
let's make it a combination of both.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
speak in favor of that. So should I start and Deepak can counter me?
Wait. I mean, so for Deepak will be speaking in favor of books, that how books are better than movies and television as a whole. Okay, Deepak. So
Yeah, sure.
we are clear. So I will be timing it. So we will try to have it between 2 to 3 minutes. Let's see. I mean, how it goes. And Rakesh, you can start. Yes.
Okay. I woke up one day in the morning, and then suddenly, I was just at school at that point of time. My dad just hurled the newspaper at me. और उन्होंने कहा था ये newspaper का editorial section पढ़ो, which is in the mid page. Then he threw so many other books at me, which I have tried to gain knowledge from so many sources. Back in the day, almost 15, 20 years, information was only available through books. So one has to literally immerse himself, go through different pages, imbibe whatever is given there, and try to decipher, what the author is trying to say. And the worst is, after taking in so much of information, you have to present it to people on your understanding. We cannot rewind back and forth. We cannot have a good narrator tell us the meaning of the story. So many drawbacks. That is when I thought at that point of time, what if all this information is packed in maybe a documentary or maybe a TV series, with excellent narration, we can just rewind back and forth and gain the right information for us to narrate to the right audience. And that is why, my friends, I am in favor of taking in information visually. There are two messages, there are two advantages to doing that. One is the key highlights of a particular book or a particular article are mentioned in a TV series or a documentary with the right visual effects and with the right narration. So this serves two purposes. It actually takes you into the character. Now, for example, if you look at a film like Bahubali, which is a depiction of a fictional series, the kind of character narration, it actually took you in that character. You don't even have to read the book. Similarly, if you look at Angels and Demons, if you look at Da Vinci Code, isn't watching the movie so much better and trying to understand the purpose of what the author says? I would say just reading n number of articles and books is futile, and you forget most of the things what you read. But what you see is obviously what you retain as part of your reptilian memory. So I definitely, my friends, am in favor of reading through looking, which is basically through a documentary or a TV series, or which is through television or any other medium which is visual. Over to you, Deepak.
Yeah, Deepak, you can start.
Thank you, Rakesh, for putting your point. Although I am agree with some of the points, but I have some other take also. Because TV, if you say maybe it's 70 to 80-year-old, and if you talk about book, I think we have literatures which are more than even 5,000-year-old. Okay, and when we have such kind of history, okay, and it was written at that time, long time, so they have in particular those books we found all the flavor, all the culture, how people used to decide, what were the principles they were believing. So they have all the things कि जो उस समय हो रही थी exact they have copied. But when we try to convert into TVs, or when we try to watch those things through the TV, we find there are lot of deviations. At the same time, if you see in today's TV, I think most of the people would be agreed that there is lot of nuisance going on. एक भी टीवी के लिए एक भी अगर आप न्यूज चैनल स्टार्ट करोगे, so maybe if the war is going on in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, तो ऐसा लगता है कि पीछे से एक बंदा तोप लेकर के आ रहा है और आपका ही घर उड़ाने वाला है. आई थिंक वी ऑल वुड हैव सीन इन मीम्स आल्सो. ये लगता है कि रसिया सीधे इंडिया पे अटैक करने वाला है नेक्स्ट टाइम. सो मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन टीवी के थ्रू बहुत फैलता है. बट इफ यू टॉक अबाउट बुक्स, आई थिंक फॉर वेरियस थिंग्स और बहुत सारे डिबेट्स के लिए वी रिफर बुक्स ओनली, वी डोंट रिफर टीवी शोज. उस टीवी में ऐसे दिखाया था, सास भी बहू थी में ये था, सो वी शुड टेक एविडेंस फ्रॉम दैट. इवन अगर कोई स्पिरिचुअल या कोई हिस्टोरिक मोमेंट भी देखें तो वी वुड रिफर बुक्स ओनली. कि अगर आप 500 पहले कोई ईयर्स की कोई बुक उठा करके देखें, मे बी अगर अकबर के टाइम में लिखी गई थी, महाराणा प्रताप, या फिर तुलसीदास जी ने भी जो लिखा था, तो वी वुड रिफर दोज बुक्स. और वो भी बहुत बड़ा एक प्रूफ हो जाता है सोसाइटी के लिए भी, और दैट बिकम्स अ वेरी गुड एग्जाम्पल फॉर अस फॉर एनी डिबेट और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. सेकेंड very bad disadvantage of TV is that when we start watching the TV, our eyesight becomes very low. अगर आपको देखें, मे बी we belong to the generation जहाँ पे टीवी का उतना क्रेज नहीं था, और our parents were so strict that आपको 1 घंटे से ज्यादा में भी टीवी नहीं देखना है, and we were not having very much option. मे बी DD1 और 1-2 कुछ ऐसे चैनल्स होते थे. तो our eyesights were better than the kids who are. I'm not giving a blanket statement, comparatively I'm telling. For example, I am 38-year-old और मेरे को अभी भी उसका गॉगल या फिर उसकी जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है, चश्मे की. बट आजकल आप छोटे छोटे बच्चों को भी देखते हैं, उनका वो कंसंट्रेशन पावर और आइस में अभी से उनको प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट हो जाती है. सो आई थिंक वन मोर थिंग, व्हेन यू वांट टू बी डिसिप्लिन, स्टार्ट रीडिंग बुक्स. एटलीस्ट मे बी 10 to 15 पेज भी आप रोज पढ़ेंगे तो इट गिव्स अ डिफरेंट एज टू यू. बट आप टीवी में जाते हैं तो अभी मे बी विल स्टार्ट विद नेशनल ज्योग्राफी की कुछ अच्छा दिखाई देगा, और उसके में भी 10 मिनट में कोई दूसरा चैनल चेंज किए तो कंसंट्रेशन नहीं होता है. बट व्हेन वी स्टार्ट रीडिंग बुक, वो हमारा कंसंट्रेशन लेवल भी काफी बढ़ाता है. So I think these are some good things we can do with books, which is not possible through TV.
Yeah, Deepak, so we are little over time, but like we can give one last chance to both of you to express their
Okay.
opinion. So this will be the last round. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
Rakesh, you
I
can.
would like to counter him on just 2 points. So
Yeah.
one is he mentioned that yes, some positives which he mentioned is you cannot watch television for long, it damages the eyesight and all that. But one thing which he said, reading promotes more focus, right? And you can retain more is something which I would like to challenge you. Simple, one question to Deepak. We all have watched the series Mahabharat, or we all have watched the series Tipu Sultan or Hyder Ali or whatever episode which we have watched. One question to you. Can you quote that verse from the Bhagavad Gita, which you read every day, which says what is to lead a balanced life and how to participate in a war, and what are the kind of emotions that you have to forego when you're facing the enemy in a war? Just that quote which Lord Krishna has said in Sanskrit. I'm sure you will not. But if I ask you what Nitish Bharadwaj had said, or you remember that particular visual effect of what Nitish Bharadwaj said to Arjun, in that particular, when he fires an arrow at Karan, we all know even now, after 30 years. That is the advantage of narration through visuals, because we retain much more information when we see it as compared to the information when we read, because the reading memory, that part of the brain does not get activated so much as what it gets activated when we actually depict it through say an episode or depict it through visual effects. So that's my only counter to this. Rest everything else I agree.
True. I agree,
Yeah.
Rakesh, that visual effects has very long impression and lasting impression. Maybe the movie which you have seen 10 year, even 15 year back, we can recite some of the quotes, or maybe we can visualize the pictures which we have seen, even if you talk about DDLJ. So I am agree, but yeah, adding to that, as I have said, eye contact ka points. For example, if you start watching movie more than maybe 1 hour every day, or just any TV channels, then you're definitely, it has a very bad effects on your eye. But yeah, even in books, you would find that when we try to learn the things through visualization, it has more effect than just reading. Because sometimes what happens, even we try to concentrate so much on the books, sometimes our mind deviates. But when it is in video or maybe movie forms, even it is 3 hours long movie, then we are able to concentrate over that. But
Absolutely.
my point is that in today's point, what TV is showing, it's more kind of deviating. Hardly
Correct.
will find out of 400, hardly there will be even 10 channels you can believe on them, or
Correct.
even we can learn from those channels. So
Correct.
I think that is my point.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Because see, when I say, if I'm a movie maker, I'm making a movie on Tipu Sultan or Akbar or Ashoka, right, or any other mythological or historical character, the storyline is up to me. I can make the story as I want. Now, if you look at Ashoka, which was played by Shah Rukh Khan, it was showing that Ashoka was romancing two women, right? One is Kareena Kapoor and one his own wife. And then afterwards, he becomes a tyrant, and then he takes sannyas and all that. Some part of it is true. I'm not saying everything, but if you see, there is always a disclaimer with saying that these TV episodes or this movie is not bearing to Ashoka's real life, on what the way Ashoka lived. It is just a fictional character which we are showing, and we are trying to make it to the best of our abilities. Even a so-called Mahabharata, or if you look at Tipu Sultan or Akbar or whoever, they will not know exactly how that person has lived, but that was close to it. But now, see, even whatever is written in the books, we have not seen that character. Even if you see about Jesus, there are so many things written about Jesus, right? The Last Supper or whatever. That is because of hearsay, what our jo purvajo ne kaha hai, as they say, right? But nobody knows what it is. So to each his own. As long as that person is not assassinating the character or depicting something negative about that character, whoever it is, it's believable. But should not be something unbelievable, saying that, say, for example, so Ashoka was a good person, or which he was not. Obviously, he was a tyrant, and he did a lot of good to people and all that. That is not correct, right? Which is completely deviating from the point. Or if you show a good person like a Mother Teresa or whoever as bad, then that is also not that's also assassinating the character. So as long as character assassinations are not done and the story is somewhat 70 to 80% relevant, I think visual effects play a far better role in memory retention and in sort of expression as well. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, thanks, Rakesh. So sorry, so we are very much out of time, so we'll have to end it here. But thank you, both of you. It was a really informative debate. And yeah, maybe I would like to add one more point that like when you read a book, like it allows everyone to create their own imagination in their own minds. Like, but when you are seeing that same thing on TV, like there is a fixed visualization which the creator of that movie has designed for us, and we all see the same thing. But here you have a chance to imagine yourself how the character would be, and so
And
that
that
is one more point.
promotes memory retention, because if I'm
Yeah.
showing in a very animated way, if I'm doing more visual effects, my memory retention is much higher as compared to when I'm just reading. Classic example is the Da Vinci Code. When the Da Vinci Code was released, it's a very controversial book. But the way they have depicted in that movie, people liked it. It was a super hit film, although it was banned initially because of a controversial thing, which I will not name on Toastmasters. But people liked it. People liked the movie because of the visual effects, right? So had the movie been very lame, very mundane, like how the author has written in the book, nobody would. And as such, all of us are not very avid readers, right? Aren't we? Not everybody likes to read.
True. Yeah. Okay. Sure. So, like, thank you both for this interesting debate. And we would like to first, before we go to the table topics, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Tariq to share the timing report for our prepared speech by Toastmaster Shreyansh.
Hi everyone. Shreyans took 6 minutes and 14 seconds and he's qualified. And I think we will not have any contest because he's the only
Yes.
speaker in this particular meeting. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Tariq. And now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Arbaz, who is our pro speaker and who is playing the role of table topic master for the first time. So welcome, Toastmaster Arbaz, and over to you.
Thank you so much, man. I was eagerly waiting for this opportunity to play the table topic master for the first time. Brilliant points put forward by both the speakers, Toastmaster Deepak and Toastmaster Rakesh. I do not fall into either category. So let me start with my job today. PPT. Are you all able to see this? Okay. See, today we saw one brilliant speech given by Toastmaster Shreyans. But in real life, we don't have that luxury to prepare everything well in advance. Hopelessness and events that test our personal self and our public speaking skills, our confidence, often knock at our doors uncalled. So it's always better to be somewhat prepared for it. And that's why we have the second segment in every Toastmaster session that tests every speaker based upon his or her impromptu speaking skills. So if you're someone who don't get that much time to give prepared speeches very often, you can still try your luck in table topic session and voice your opinions, voice your concerns, whatever is there on your mind. You can just say this. No one is judging you. Like I said, as I played the SAR today, this is a supportive and positive learning experience. No one is judgmental over here. So I expect everyone to participate in this table topic round wholeheartedly and with full rigor. So who would like to go first? Or before that, let me invite Timer for sharing his table topic.
Sorry, my bad. What you're showing on the screen, is that the first topic?
No. That's just general.
Okay. Yeah.
So Tariq, over to you for timing guidelines.
Sure, just 1 minute. For the table topics, the timing guidelines is one needs to speak minimum for about a minute. I'll show the green light at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master.
Okay, so who would like to go first? Volunteer, man, or else I'll pick everyone. Topics are easy, don't worry.
I can go Arbaz, Krupesh here.
Krupesh, yeah, Krupesh. So select any number from 2 to 12. 2 to 12. Select any number of your choice.
10.
10? Okay, good to go. So this is your topic. What comes to your mind when you look at this? Sorry, my bad. Look at this. Toastmaster Krupesh. Toastmaster Krupesh, what comes to your mind when you look at this?
Yes. When I was an engineering student in year 2005, and companies used to come for campus placement, we used to dream of the jobs worth 3 lakh, 4 lakh per annum. And we used to feel very confident that once I start getting 25,000, 30,000 per month in my hand, I would be on cloud 9. What else do you want? This much money is enough. 2, 3 years into the job, we started dreaming more. Oh, I should get a package worth 10 lakh because some of friends are getting it. People who have gone to do MS in USA, they are getting packages in dollar. And then I started feeling poor. I was the same person who has thought that 30,000 per month would take me top of the world, and now started thinking that I'm poor. Why? Because now I was comparing with somebody who was earning much more than me, and suddenly from the rich I become poor. But then my father told me that it depends on your perspective. You can choose to look at Ambani and say that he is billionaire and earns or stays in a bungalow in South Mumbai and feel poor, or you can look at people who are unfortunate because of their circumstances and maybe they're working in road construction sectors where they get 100 rupees per day only, and every day they have to buy stuff and they don't know whether tomorrow's meal and dinner would be there for them to buy. So this picture is a beautiful depiction. You can always look at people above you, or you can look at the people below you. I will say look at both and maintain the equilibrium, have a perspective, and that's the root of becoming happy and content in life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupesh, for putting this nicely. How you drew upon personal experience as an engineering student back in the year 2000 or 2005. How wonderfully you put it, the importance of gratitude, and why is it important to not delve ourselves into comparison with the haves and the have-nots, or to, so to say, to delve into the rags to the riches mentality. Very beautiful example. So is there anyone who would like to go next?
Toastmaster, can I say one line on this particular picture?
Yeah,
it's from famous quote, means I admire very much. Yeah. So it's related to one famous quote I read it. When I was in college, that I had the blues that I don't have shoes, until upon a street I met a man who has not feet.
Oh,
So it's very inspiring actually.
nice.
I still remember that quote.
Nice, nice. So Deepak, can you go next?
Okay. Yeah.
Select any number from 2 to 12 bearing 10.
Okay. 4.
4. 6. You should have gone for 6er, man. Wait.
My date of birth is 4, so I generally pick 4. That's it.
So recall the time when a person like a mechanic or technician fooled you. Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak, recall the time when a mechanic or technician fooled you.
Okay. So it's very thank you, Toastmaster Arbaz, for giving me such a wonderful topic. I have this feeling many times, and I recently have this feeling when I was shifting my room. Okay, so I was shifting from 1 BHK to 2 BHK in Mumbai only. And so when you shift the room, you have many things to do, like geo fiber, then TV shifting, okay, then AC shifting, fridge shifting, and whatnot. So I called so actually I bought the AC from Reliance Digital. And whenever you go to Reliance Digital, what mostly they want to sell or they are interested in. Other than the product, they have something called RQuest, RQ something, and they sell their warranty cards or their so that's unit belong to their basically the repair and maintenance. So they sell their repair and maintenance thing for also for 3 years. Means you purchase the package for 3 years. You call them and they will come whenever any repair or installation or shifting is required. So I called the Reliance person and the person reached, but the kind of or the quality of work they did in particular that AC means I was not very much satisfied. And there is we have one flap in AC and that flap is still not working. So that feeling I have, although I was very interested or I was trusting because he was technician. So whatever he was telling, I was just listening and I thought that maybe his technician, he would having the better knowledge than me, then why should I interfere in particular his work? And I was completely kind of blindly trusting him. But when he went from my room, and when I noticed after 10 to 15 days, I found that flap was not fit properly. And at that time, I had this feeling only. अभी ठीक करके देता हूँ, but he was not like that only. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Arbaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Just to draw on my own personal example, in the month of November, I called an electrician to my house to repair a faulty wiring. So in that case, only one wire was faulty. So in his bid to correct that thing, he screwed up everything and the entire fuse blew like this. So I had to change the wiring of my entire road. That's why I put this topic specifically. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepak. So anyone else?
Thanks,
Yeah, Arbaz, I would like to go next.
Yeah. So select number bearing 10 and 4.
7.
7. There you go, Toastmaster of the day. Imagine $1 billion credited to your bank account. What would you do, Toastmaster Prashant? Toastmaster Prashant, imagine $1 billion credited to your bank account. What would you do? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arbaz, for this nice question. So, while watching Kaun Banega Crorepati, we have thought about this many times, and we have watched contestants like describing what they would do if they win like 10 crores or 5 crores, etc. So, I think first thing I would do is like buy 2-3 flats, or like maybe I'm thinking like I would buy an entire building and I would call upon all my relatives and friends and cousins to stay together in that building. So I will assign each flat to each of them so that whenever we want, we can have our get-togethers, and we don't have to take time to visit their houses who are very far away. Like someone is staying at Ville Parle or someone is staying at Borivali, so you don't get time except weekends. So this would be a good idea that everyone staying very close by, we can have our get-togethers whenever we want. And I think then next thing I would do is I would like to create some NGO that would take care of the people staying on roads. I notice them almost every day while going to office. Like some people are having that elephant foot and are not treating themselves, maybe due to the lack of money, and just staying on the pathways or under the bridge. So I would like to create some NGO and take care of them so that they can at least upgrade their life a little bit. Like maybe just like I have heard about these things taken care of in Delhi, that I'm not remembering that name. It's called Rain Basera or something. So they take care of people like who don't have anywhere to sleep at night in Delhi's cold weather. So something similar to that I'm also planning to do. Yeah. Thank you, Arbaz.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prashant. Just yesterday, Sudhama, no, not yesterday, last to last meeting, I think, Sudhama mentioned that you are a very humble person when we had that installation ceremony going on. So this is what truly a humble person means, being empathetic to someone's need, not only thinking of buying things for your own self, but also thinking about the needs of other people. Very good point. So next contestant.
I can go.
Samad Soni. Select any number bearing 10, 4, and 7.
Number 8.
There you go. What comes to your mind when you look at this, Toastmaster Samad? Toastmaster Samad, what comes to your mind when you look at this?
So when I look at this picture, the only one thing which comes to my mind is the wedding buffet and any all the buffet which people have. So in buffet or in wedding buffet, we always tend to uh, take more things on our plate, and uh, we end up wasting food so much. And there are many NGOs who basically go to all the weddings and get all the extra food which is not consumed, and then they distribute the food to all the poor people who are not getting any food in their whole day. So, and many times when we see in restaurant, people order so careless that they just go through the menu and they will start saying that uh, uh, buy me this order this or order that. So they continuously ordered food without even checking that how much or how much or how much they can eat at one time. And they just don't they just feel that if I can afford it, I can buy it, as if they own the food. So that's the picture which I get when I see this photo. Thank you.
Okay. Nicely put, Toastmaster Samad. Yeah, this is certainly not a sight to behold when we go to weddings or any other party. People are so much into taking food on the plate, but not thinking about whether they will be able to finish it off or not. So, yeah, this is certainly not a sight to behold, and we should really think about this thing. This is a serious concern. Hunger, malnutrition, poverty are the key challenges that Indian society, or in fact the world today, is grappled with today. So, yeah, good point, Toastmaster Samad. Next, who would like to come forward? Can we have Toastmaster Rakesh, Toastmaster Tariq?
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll go. Number
Okay.
6.
Number 6. Excuse me for that sound of pressure cooker. It's from the next building. I cannot do anything about it. Yeah. So, how do you control yourself when you are angry? Toastmaster Rakesh. Toastmaster Rakesh, how do you control yourself when you are angry?
I think this is the most apt topic for me because, yes, I'm definitely short tempered and I'm definitely like the person on the left because, like Mr. Uday Shetty, because whenever I lose my cool, I just blow my lid off, right? And start yelling and screaming. But that must be 10 years ago. But yeah, now I'm the controlled version of Uday Shetty. I would say control, right? So the way Uday Shetty controls his anger, he feels like blowing people's brains out given the don that he is. Obviously, he talks about controlling himself, right? So earlier, the way I used to do it was different. I'm just trying to compare my version 1 versus version 2. Earlier, obviously, when I used to get angry, I couldn't control it. I used to vent out my frustrations. And the minimum thing that I used to do was, to my younger days, basically to throw things around here and there, especially at home, which was very unparliamentary, I might call. But yes, going forward, I think when I lose my control and feel angry, I usually avoid the person or usually avoid the conversation itself, because obviously when you're angry, you lose control over your words and emotions. And to quote a famous quote in Hindi, they say that दरअसल इंसान होश में जोश खो बैठता है, right? So that is something which I do not want to do of late. So I think silence is bliss and silence is golden, especially when you're angry. And the best way to not say something which is very repulsive and which will hurt the other person is to go under and try to introspect yourself and not activate your amygdala. Amygdala is fight or flight response, right? When you're angry or whether you're in an emotional state, or try to activate the more logical side of your brain. And the only way one can do it is basically to go deep down within himself and go silent and try to introspect the matter better. How do I respond that better? So that is what I'm doing of late, basically, when I get angry. So I hope all of you all also would do the same thing, because obviously not everybody can be an Uday Shetty to control his emotions, right? Because he does makes a good attempt to control. All we can do is obviously to go deep down within ourselves and remain silent and be a very amiable person to everyone, so that we are perceived as not very repulsive. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful opinion put forward by our immediate past president, Toastmaster Rakesh. Being angry is something which is just human nature. It accrues to every human being who has ever walked on this planet and who is still alive. But how do you control yourself by not giving to situations? How do you find that vent through which you can let that steam that is keep on building inside you to go away? How can you do it? For every individual, it's different. For Toastmaster Rakesh, it's silence, it's introspection, and thinking deeply. Nice opinion, Toastmaster Rakesh. So I think Toastmaster Tariq is the only one left now.
I'm also left.
Hi.
Yeah,
Also there. Oh, sorry. Shreyan,
Hi.
select any
Yeah.
number bearing 10, 4, 7, 8, 6.
Okay, so I'll go with number 2.
Number 2. I should have. Okay. Where would you like to go? If Doraemon gave you the bamboo copter, Toastmaster Shreyans, where would you like to go? If Doraemon gave you the bamboo copter, over to you.
Okay, so it's a very apt topic for me. So let's start. Imagine that, yeah, we are all in our childhoods, and it's nearly, and it's a weekend, and it's holiday, and Mm, suddenly, if I guess in my time, I used to watch cartoon the whole day, whole weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. So I used to start at 10 a.m. after completing all my bath, brush, and all that rituals, morning rituals. And then I used to watch two shows majorly. So Doraemon and Oswald, if you are aware of. So Doraemon he used to have this whole pocket which was four-dimensional, and he used to just put his hand and take out any gadget that Nobita wants. So two gadgets that amused me the most were, first was the anywhere door, and the second was the bamboo copter, which is the mentioned in the title. Ah, so I was very keen to use the anywhere door. So in my dream also, and when I used to go to God, I used to pray that give me a anywhere door, something like a gadget, so that I can also use it. And if I get bamboo copter, and because of recent times that we know that there are many regulations on drones too, we can't also fly drone in our own locality. So yes, we'll have to be stealth. And yeah, I would like to go places like Lonavala and just nearby places only. Of course, I don't want to travel to different country by using just hanging in the air and going around. But yeah, the places which are very much nearby, and we can save many much time considering all the Mumbai's traffic and everything. Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster Arbas. Yeah, it was my childhood dream to get one and do all these things. Yeah. Over to you. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Shreyan. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shreyans. Definitely, you mentioned about Lonavala. Just last week, someone related to me went to Lonavala and brought chikki for me. So, in case you get that bamboo copter, if you go to Lonavala, don't forget to bring that chikki for me. I like that really.
Yeah, sure.
Toastmaster Tariq, would you like if I give you a selected topic? Because I believe you are a very calm, composed personality.
Give me the simple one. I'm
Simple as
already
yeah, man.
stressed out.
Simple.
I don't want any additional stress.
Yeah. Where has that gone? Wait. Yeah, this one. So,
Okay.
Toastmaster Tariq, how do you deal with tensions, Toastmaster Tariq? Toastmaster Tariq, how do you deal with tensions?
I'm timing myself. Thank you, Toastmaster Arbaz. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. How do you deal with tensions? Everybody will have stress. In this day-to-day life, when everything you want quickly, food is away, just one click away. You can call Zomato or Swiggy. OTT on demand, you can watch any movie, anything that you need to watch, you can get it. Information is on your fingertip. You can take any and every information. What that adds to it adds to a lot of stress. And it primary reason for that is a fear of missing out. You may or you may not realize, but there is a lot of fear of missing out. What I do personally is I play with my kid. There is always 2 hours a day, either in the morning or in the night, depending on the week of the day, that I play with my kid. We do man-to-man conversation. He's a teenager, so you can understand the hormones, and testosterone is kind of rushing a lot. So I need to calm him down, and he also needs to calm me down, because then, when I come from the office or there is a lot of stress, work related, etc., spend time with family. I read a lot of books. I have Kindle as well. I have like around 30 books read in 2023. I was just doing the summary. I do little bit of writing on Reddit and on Twitter, as well as on Quora. So that actually leaves you a little bit calmer, a little bit more subtle in terms of what you need to do objectively, and try to analyze those situations much more tactfully rather than more aggressively. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Arbas.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Tariq. I would like to compare the answers given by Toastmaster Tariq with the help of an example. See, have you ever looked at a sunflower? Sunflower always keep looking at the sun, and below it is a darkness basically. So this hopelessness, this tensions and all will be a part of everyone's life. But it is up to you to choose to decide that you have to turn your back towards those dark times and look forward towards the sun in search of that beacon of hope that will propel you to push yourself forward. It can be in the form of spending some valuable time with your family members, playing with your kids, and gaining information. Because, to quote one instance from Hindu mythology, a dharma consists of 4 essential elements, one of which is knowledge. Second is truth, third is penance, and fourth is gifts. So certainly, if you strive for knowledge, knowledge is always there. You just have to seek for it, and happiness will also find your way to you. So wonderfully put, Toastmaster Tariq. So with that, I think we are done with all the speakers. So can we have the polling for best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Prashant?
Yeah, sure. So, but before that, I would like to call timer Tariq to present the timing report for table topics.
Sure. Thank you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Prashant. Toastmaster Krupesh took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Deepak took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Prashant took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Samat took 1 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Rakesh took 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Shreyansh took 1 minute 25 seconds. And Toastmaster Tariq, that is myself, took 1 minute 58 seconds. So everybody is qualified for the table topic contest. And over to you, Toastmaster Prashant. You can launch the poll.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Thank you, Toastmaster Tariq. Yeah,
one
yeah.
question. Are we doing the polls now or after the GE?
Just for the table topics, we are doing it now.
Okay.
So all the remaining polls we will do during the G, right, after the G. Sorry. Yeah. So I have launched the polls in our Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters group for the best table topic speaker. So please vote. Okay, so with this, we would like to move to the last but the most important leg of the meeting, which is the general evaluation. And for general evaluation, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Deepak, who is our new VP Education also. So welcome, Toastmaster Deepak. Over to you.
Am I audible and visible, Toastmaster Prashant?
Yes, Deepak.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Prashant. I am the general evaluator for today, and as a general evaluator, I have 3 duties to perform. First, I will call the speech evaluator to give his feedback on the speech today. Then I'll call the tag team for their respective reports. And at the end of the meeting, I'll be sharing the overall performance of the today's meeting. Now to begin the session, first I call the timer to give timing guideline for the evaluation.
Okay, thank you, General Evaluator. For the evaluations, I'll show the green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and red card at 3 minutes. Timing guidelines for the evaluation is minimum 2 minutes and maximum 3 minutes and 30 seconds for grace. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tariq. Now I'll request Toastmaster Rakesh to evaluate Toastmaster Sriyan's speech.
Thank you. Okay. Fine. So great. So fantastic. And congratulations to Toastmaster Shreyans for your very first attempt at a level 3 project 1 elective, which is a very humorous speech. So congratulations for that. I felt that the speech was, yes, it was humorous. It was entertaining, most important. And moreover, it was a more informative speech as how to bargain like a pro, basically. So I thought that mentioning about the positives, basically about your speech, that there was a lot of resilience and a lot of focus, which I saw throughout the duration of the speech. And it shows that you indeed put a lot of efforts into the crafting the speech. And it does remind me basically of a quote from one of my earlier speeches at level 1 that I had given, which says, "Let thy speech be better than silence, or be silent." So I'm sure in your speech, you made the right noises and showed us that in humor, silence is truly not golden. Now, definitely giving credit to your level of preparedness in gathering the right content for the humorous speech. Definitely the use of personal anecdotes on how the different episodes that you faced during bargaining in Goa versus bargaining with a street vendor, and obviously comparing yourself with a woman, which is most important, because obviously I also agree with that women's bargain like a pro, which gave us not only a ha-ha time, but a wah-wah time. Overall, I felt that your speech was well structured and the presentation was good. It was short and humorous, added a very personal touch with a very pleasant experience. That was truly the icing on the cake. And decent use of vocabulary and language to ensure that the audience was equally engaged. Now, some of the points that I would like to recommend basically to take your speech to the next level, which I'm sure you can, that is taking your speech from a ha-ha to a ha-ha-ha-ha moment. Below are a few recommendations. Now, this is a humorous speech, which is very difficult to crack. Now, humorous speech is not complete without self-depreciation. The true element, as they say, of humor lies in the demeanor of the narrator. So I would have preferred if you would have acted a little clumsy. Say, for example, talk about a moment where you got duped by a salesman. You did not know how to negotiate, right? And then suddenly you emerged on top. But a little bit of self-depreciation was more important, and a little bit of more demonstration of theatrics, right? Sounding clumsy, acting clumsy, a little of hand gesticulations, movements, and adding more vocal variety basically to it. Certain situations where you were down and out, going a little silent. Certain situations where you were, emerge right on top or learn from someone, making more noise about it. That would have added more flavor to the speech. As they say, if you want to sound or resemble like a comedian, which I'm sure everyone wants in a humorous speech, you need to act like him, right? So a little more theatrics would have definitely added the icing on the cake and sort of added to your amiable personality that you already have. Overall, a fantastic speech, great words of amusement, but needed to be translated to effective actions, which I'm sure you can carry forward to your next speeches. But overall, congratulations on completing this project, and I look forward to evaluating many more of your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rakesh, for your comprehensive evaluation report on Toastmaster Sriyan's speech. And I definitely like the way you have reviewed his speech. You have given what are the good points he has and what are the improvements required. It will definitely help Toastmasters Riyans in his further speech. Now I'll request Toastmaster Tariq, who is the timer, to share the timing for this evaluation speech which had just happened.
Sure. Okay. Hi everyone. Toastmaster Rakesh took 3 minutes and 25 seconds and qualified. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Tariq. Now I'll request our counter, who is Toastmaster Samar, to share his our counter report.
Yes. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Shreyansh used the word so for more than 5 times. He also used the phrase so yeah 2 to 3 times. So his total is five plus. And other than that, in our count, in table topics, everyone were very much smooth and fluent, but there was few pauses uh, which were negligible, so it wasn't counted. Other than that, everyone didn't use any filler words or any filler sounds.
Okay. So what? Toastmaster Samar?
Sorry?
It's over? Report is over
Yes,
from
yes.
you?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Samar. Now I'll request Grammarian, who is Toastmaster Mitesh, to share his report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. First of all, I'm sorry because due to some network issues, I wasn't able to listen to all the speakers clearly. But the speakers that I've listened to, I will just share my report. The word count, if I say, I've listened to Toastmaster Rakesh. So she used the word 2 times today. And other than that, I wasn't able to hear the speakers. About the good usage of the vocabulary, the good words that were used in today's meeting are the first is assassinate, relevant, memory retention, equilibrium, repulsive, self-depreciation. Well, I didn't find any not so correct usage of words today. So this is my report. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mitesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'll share the total how to. So we started our meeting, I think, between 4 to 5 minutes late. That is the area which needs to improve. I think our meeting generally or regularly are delayed by maybe 1 to 10 minutes even. So that's the improvement point which we need to work upon. Then our Toastmaster Arbaz, who has done brilliantly job by playing the role of Sa. He has set all the rules with he is full of energy. And once we listen to Toastmaster Arbaz, we also feel so much energetic, which is the pre-requirement of a Sa. So he has done the justice with the role. Now our presidential address by Toastmaster Prashant. Congratulations, Toastmaster Prashant. You have been newly elected Toastmaster president. And going further, yeah. So the topic which you had selected is very well relevant, and I think we all are. Most of the Toastmaster who are in this meeting are kind of people who reads a lot. Okay, so it's a very relevant topic, and the personality which you reflect, especially Toastmaster Prashant, it is very much parallel to it resonates to your true value. So thanks for the topic selection. Then you introduced our tag team on time, and that's good that you started your tag role with Grammarian only, so that the word of the day can come early. Again, Toastmaster Mitesh, who is the grammarian, has done the good job, and he has bring a really a nice word, a very easy and kind of the word which we need to use in our day-to-day life. It's good to use. Just one recommendation, Toastmaster Mitesh. Since you have said that only maybe 1 or 2% has used the Toastmaster of word of the day today. So maybe in between the meeting, you can interrupt and you can tell that please start using this particular word. Otherwise, good job. You have done the detailed, comprehensive, although short and sweet summary, but it was good. Then our Toastmaster Summer. Again, a comprehensive report by Toastmaster Summer on the counter. But just one request, maybe you have shown your screen also, so that since you are dictating, but at the same time, we would have seen that what crutch words we have used and where all the area of the improvement. At the same time, if you would have shown or you would have tell that how to improve on our or crutch words reduction, then that is also one point to something we need to work upon. Then Toastmaster Tariq. I think Toastmaster Tariq has left. So again, good job by Toastmaster Tariq. He has explained all the timing guidelines on time, and he has shared his timing report on time with all the people. Then comes our public prepared speech. So congratulations, Toastmaster Shreyans, for your L3. I think you have completed L3 or L2, Shreyans?
So currently it was my L3 project 2. Yeah.
Okay. So
And
again,
one more project is still left.
perfect. A great speech by Toastmaster Shreyans and a great evaluation by our own Toastmaster Rakesh. So for the evaluation, I have already said that it was a great evaluation what Toastmaster Rakesh has done. Now moving to our table topic master. So in table topic master, our Toastmaster Arbaz has brought his flavor by doing it a bit differently, showing it in pictorial form so that we can relate. And all the topics were very easy to comprehend, and he has given a lot of matter to explore upon it. So as we have come in Toastmaster to improve our speaking skill, so he has given a plenty of things to speak. It doesn't require so much uh, to deep down to understand what the topic is basically. So definitely very easy and really great job, Toastmaster Arbaz. Then all the table topic master or people have spoken on their respective speech. It was again good. Then comes our, so I think overall it is completed. And great job, Toastmaster Prashant. You have conducted the meeting. And as I was searching for the TMoD for the day, I have spoken to various people, but by Thursday, I was not aware, or I was not means unconfident who will be taking the role of Toastmaster Prashant. And Toastmaster Prashant took this role. He just started only, and he has done his job really grateful. Thank Toastmaster Prashant. Over to you, Toastmaster Prashant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for that detailed evaluation. And now let's launch the polls for the remaining two sections, that is the best of big three, as well as the best tag role player. I'll be launching the polls in Mumbai Speakers Group. Okay, so till the time everyone votes, just TMoD closing remarks from me. So I'm not on mute, right? Yeah. So we can have different opinions on maybe movies or TV is better or books are better, but I think both have their own advantages and disadvantages. While reading books, you may miss the visual interpretation as well as the background music and effects, as books can't have them. And I think while watching new movies, you can't have that imagination in your mind, which everyone can create of their own. And basically, a book is kind of a film that is going on in your mind. So there are advantages and disadvantages to both, and we can select to the best of our knowledge. It's upon us, and we can choose the whatever is the best suitable for us at these modern times. And with this, I would like to end the meeting once the polling results are out.
Once again,
So I guess
Prashant,
everyone,
do polls
yeah.
for best prepared speaker and evaluator.
So Rakesh, yeah, today we don't have the polls, right? Because we had only one prepared speech.
Correct.
So yeah.
But the prepared speaker will be getting a certificate, right?
Yeah, they will be getting a certificate and the evaluator also.
Yeah.
Okay, so the results are out for the best of big three. And any guesses?
Toastmaster Prashant.
Toastmaster Prashant, deciding officer.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, thank you everyone for voting me.
Prashant,
And
you had the same expression when you asked the question and when you knew the answer also. So the expression.
So it was pretty obvious.
yeah, because I can't help it, Rakesh. I have the results in front of me, so
Yeah.
I already know. So,
Right.
yeah.
But fantastic job, again.
Thank you.
You're always, I think this is your fifth or the sixth time you're a TMoD. So you're always coming and, you're playing multiple roles, right? TMoD, presiding officer, sometimes GE. So very enthusiastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I think this is my fifth TMoD.
Oh.
Correct. I know, because I always see, whenever I see on Mumbai Speakers, I know TMoD, I always say to myself, okay, let it not be Prashant, because we have seen Prashant. So it's always Prashant. So great.
Yeah, I guess it's
Prashant or
TMoD.
Shreyans or Misha, these three.
It's
always.
Toastmaster Prashant. I guess it's your 36th meeting, because you joined in 99. And in 36th meeting, you took 6. It means every 6th meeting you are taking a TMoD.
1 in 6 meetings you took, basically.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's like Sachin, like he took many meetings to make his first century, and then once he made his first century, then he's keeping on. So it's the same thing here also. So yeah.
Correct. So then going by that analogy, you should be the TMoD in every meeting, because every match Sachin will score a century. That's right.
Yeah. Correct.
Achha, you can pause the recording, Prashant. That's done. So,
yeah, just one more the polling results. So, any guesses for the best tag role player?
Toastmaster Tariq.
Yeah,
yes.
Tariq.
Yes, that's correct. It's Toastmaster Tariq.
Excellent.
Okay. So we are done with the polls. Thank you everyone for joining.
Table topic master.
Yeah, table topic.
Yeah. That is, Arbaz was the table topic master. That was best of big three.
Okay. No, the polling.
The best
polling for the best table topic speaker.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I missed it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Okay. I had it in front of me, but yes. So okay. Any guesses for the best table topic? So today it was, I think, quite close because everyone performed.
I guess Toastmaster Rakesh or Prashant.
Tariq, Rakesh.
Yeah, Tariq also.
Tariq was also excellent.
Yeah.
So correct.
Tariq.
It's Toastmaster Tariq again. Yes.
Fantastic.
So today everyone was really good with the table topics. I thought, yes. And we didn't have any sounds also from anyone, as said by Samarth. So yeah, so with this, we would like to end the meeting, and happy Sunday to everyone, and thank you for your active participation.
Yeah,
And
Prashant,
I will close the live meeting.
Sorry, one more thing before we close. So next week onwards, I think Prashant has already set the tone for it. We are going to be doing the what is that? The book review.
Book review.
So when we do the book review, we will not be doing the table topic because obviously that will take 10 minutes of the time. And so suppose if we have this combination, if we have 2 prepared speeches or 3 prepared speeches and a book review, we will not do table topic. But we have 1 prepared speech and a book review, then we can still do maybe 4 or 5 table topics, right? So,
But
Yeah, Rakesh,
uh,
actually, yeah, we had this discussion, like me and Deepak were having this discussion
Correct.
earlier. We
Correct.
were thinking like we can, so if there are only 2 prepared speeches, then maybe we can accommodate both.
Yeah, correct. That's what I said.
See-
If there are 1 or 2, you can, because see, book
Yeah.
review will take 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes minimum.
Correct. Because the point is, like during, yeah, Deepak, sorry, you continue.
yeah, please, yeah, you go ahead, then I'll say.
So, I mean, so when we have book reviews, then basically one person will get a chance to speak, but like that advantage which we get from table topics that everyone
Yeah,
is
that's
getting
true.
a chance, that we will miss it out. And especially when there are guests also, then table topics will be more important. So,
Okay, so only one person will speak, or each one of us will get chance to speak about our books. So
I mean, so in one meeting, I think only one
okay, in
person
one
can
meeting,
review
one
a book.
person will speak. Okay,
and-
perfect.
Right. So what we can do is, Prashant, if we have more guests and more participants, then let's do table topics and cancel the book review, right? But if you're having like say 10 or 12, what we're having now, then we'll do the book review. And
Yeah, we can have both.
Yeah.
But I think I have a bit different view to Mr. Rakesh and Prashant.
Yeah.
That when we have table topic now, so maybe all the people who has not spoken in the meeting, okay, they get the chance,
Correct.
which is the basic thread or basic now of our Toastmaster. So I think we should not deviate from table topic master, because that is the thing which gives everyone chance to speak.
Correct. So
whether
what I'm saying is, if we have 3 prepared speeches, okay,
Hmm.
will take average of 7 into 7 threes are 21 minutes, and evaluation of that will take say 3 minutes per speech, so 9 minutes. So 30 minutes is gone here, right? 20 minutes a toast TMoD will take, so 50 minutes, so close to 1 hour you catch here. Then we have just 1 hour more. In that 1 hour, obviously we'll have the SA and all that. Say 10 minutes for book review. If you have 10 minutes for book review, because book review will not have any evaluation, and we will have 15 minutes for the GE section, then we are just in the nick of time. Then we can maybe accommodate 10 to 12 minutes for table talks, maybe 4 to 5 topics, if we go in a structure. But
yes.
if either of the segment there is a deviation and we are going to cross the time, then we might have to either tone down on the table topics. That is, if say Arbaz is a table topic master, he has prepared 10 to 12 table topics, he can just give 4 or 5 speakers a chance and not everybody in the segment, basically.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah. So
So
that
we
was
will
the
not
only
do-
point, because
Yeah, we will not do book review every week. Maybe we can do it fortnightly, every alternate week, because we don't want to deviate from the Toastmasters agenda. Right? Table topics is important. So next week we can start, and we can accommodate 2 prepared speeches and a book review, and post that the week after next. But the same person, say if I start with a book review, the week after next, someone else will have to do. Say Deepak can go, or Shreyans can go, or somebody else. So we'll have a flavor of different speakers and their perspectives, basically. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
True.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I also have 2 to 3 good books in my mind, so
Yes.
it's also be ready.
Right. So, Acha, just asking, Harit is not going to participate in 2024.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, let him